Good afternoon. My name is Natalia Fernandez.
Hello, I'm Savannah Nagel.
Hi, my name is Cassidy Hartson.
Hello, my name is Autumn Standish.
And I'm Emily Lem. Assisting us today are Logan Miller and Kyle Perrone.
A homeless person, a farmer, an incarcerated teenager, and a blind man. What do all these people have in common?
They live in the shadows of society's gaze, their potential unseen and forgotten, their issues ignored.
For us, each of these people's stories represents a dot, an opportunity just waiting to happen with an endless capacity for success.
This year, our mission was to empower these people. By bringing them into the light and establishing them in our city, we transformed our community into a family.
Let us show you how connecting the dots help turn ideas into action and challenges into solutions that empower the often overlooked members of our community and give them a voice.
We found this voice right here in St. Augustine, Florida, our nation's oldest city, which attracts millions of visitors annually. Among them are the homeless.
While interning at the St. Augustine Historical Society, I learned that Florida alone houses 1/3 of the nation's homeless population. And our county has a homeless rate 20 times higher than the national average.
These numbers are shocking, and we wanted to find out why.
We took to the streets, interviewing 30 homeless individuals and learning about how to help.
This needs assessment taught us that every homeless person's situation is unique. John was a veteran whose disability kept him from getting a job. Lisa lost her home after a hurricane. Julianne had a job making less than minimum wage and couldn't afford rent.
These barriers had deprived the homeless of hope, causing them to spiral into depression, addiction, and complacency.
We realized we could use entrepreneurial action to give the homeless a voice and a stake in their own outcomes.
In the fall, we designed a 6-week program called HOME, which stands for Helping Opportunities Meet Entrepreneurs.
With a lineup of professional guest speakers, we arrived at our class ready to teach the power of entrepreneurship.
There was one problem. Only 6 people showed up, and some of them were like Jill, who was just there to socialize.
We talked to the 6 who came and learned that although many liked the idea of starting a business, the prospect of it was intimidating.
So we changed our approach. We partnered with 18 homeless organizations across Florida to help rework our marketing strategy. Together, we found a more convenient, accessible location with convenient scheduling.
This new approach was a success, and attendance increased from 6 to 24 in our second round of classes.
We continue to adjust the course each week to meet the individual needs of our attendees, and in doing so, we connected them to the resources they needed to both access their dreams and overcome the challenges that led them to homelessness.
This program showed the homeless their potential by supplying them the skills and knowledge to improve their lives.
For example, Julianne attended every class, and by the end of our course, she was able to manage her finances and move into a home. Using the entrepreneurial skills she learned in our classes, she was able to follow her dream and start her own mobile hairstyling business.
Now, she travels to the disadvantaged in our community, cutting their hair and inspiring them with her story. Her business has now generated over $1,000.
Julianne is one of 4 homeless individuals that now have the knowledge, skills, and confidence to get into a home.
Our encouragement and collaboration helped 6 of our attendees get a job, and 70% reported they have maintained sobriety and reconnected with their families.
To keep the program running sustainably, we packaged our curriculum, and our partner, Home Again, employed Nick, a former attendee who we trained to run the classes next fall.
Hearing of our success, the Vice Mayor of Fort Lauderdale, Florida, reached out to us, and we are collaborating to integrate our program into their community later this year.
Working hand in hand with the homeless, I was inspired to write a collection of their stories. It has now sold 50 copies, generating $600 for Home Again.
By giving the homeless in our community a voice, we harness the entrepreneurial spirit to turn their dreams into a reality.
In Hastings, Florida, just 20 miles away from our campus, farmers were fighting to sustain their livelihoods.
Hastings was once the potato capital of Florida, founded by Henry Flagler, our college's namesake, with the purpose of producing local fresh food for St. Augustine. Today, the number of farms has declined by 54% due to corporate farming, hurricanes, and consumer disconnect from local agriculture.
The surviving farms are owned by generational farmers, and to them, farming is their family's history, identity, and legacy.
The livelihoods of these farmers are crucial for the economic stability of their communities. Without the farms, their lives would be completely uprooted.
In response, we launched a program last year called AgVenture Farm Tours. Our goal is to use agritourism to help farm communities generate additional revenue by attracting tourists from our historic downtown area.
In January, we held our first profitable tour, where we made $200. However, we realized that to expand our tours and ensure sustainability, we needed assistance with transportation, logistics, and promotions.
We connected with Historical Tours of America and the Visitors and Convention Bureau to provide sustainable transportation, promotion, and market insight into the St. Augustine tourism industry. Together, we are planning the next steps for expansion.
While our tours help build community for the farms, we wanted to maximize our impact on the people in these communities. We needed a solution that would address the root of the problem. That's when we decided to work more closely with one of our partners, Blue Sky Farms.
Blue Sky Farms is a potato farm owned by Danny Johns. Seeing the decline in local farming, Danny wanted to create a co-op called First Coast Fresh to connect small local farms under one brand to sell their products in big box stores.
To kick off the First Coast Fresh brand, he needed a signature item that would drive demand from grocery stores. However, farming and marketing are two separate endeavors. That's where we took action.
This year, we partnered with the University of Florida to create a marketing campaign for a specialty purple sweet potato called the Violet Queen.
First, we developed a character for the Violet Queen to introduce this new potato on a variety of social media platforms, including a promotional video.
Next, we built community engagement by participating in agricultural events, introducing the Violet Queen to over 2,000 new vendors and potential customers.
In just 90 days, the Violet Queen has been featured in 3 restaurants.
To unlock this potato's potential, we partnered with the Hippo, a nationwide gourmet ice pop shop, to launch a new pop featuring the Violet Queen called the Hawaiian Queen. The Hippo has since sold over 1,000 pops.
This provides sustainable year-round revenue to Blue Sky Farms and helps to drive the demand from grocery stores needed to launch the First Coast Fresh brand.
By creating a successful marketing campaign and developing our agritourism project, we are reconnecting farms with their communities and giving them hope for a better, more sustainable future.
Our passion for agriculture brought us to a different corridor of our community, where we found hope in a local youth prison.
St. John's Youth Academy is a concrete and steel building wrapped in layers of barbed wire fencing. This facility houses 70 young men ages 14 through 18.
All the teens will eventually complete their sentence, but the St. John's Youth Academy has a 47% recidivism rate.
It costs over $55,000 annually to house one juvenile inmate. This is the equivalent to 9 of these teens getting a bachelor's degree at a local state college.
The current system wastes a vast amount of taxpayer dollars by not preparing these teens for life after prison.
They are part of a failing system.
This year, we met with the directors of the facility, and they expressed a need for the young men to work on empathy and expressing their emotions while building strong relationships.
Meet Santiago. He had a high risk of returning to the juvenile justice system with an even higher likelihood of going into an adult facility.
Digging into our agricultural roots, we developed a 5-week environmental program called Harvesting Hope, where teens from the St. John's Youth Academy like Santiago could cultivate a community garden while caring for a coop of 6 laying hens.
Our program would help the teens develop empathy and responsibility through horticultural therapy, which studies have proven to help reduce recidivism rates by up to 54%.
However, we didn't have the funds to begin the program.
We connected with Compassionate St. Augustine, a local nonprofit that shares our mission to help these teens, who connected us with Lowe's Heroes.
Lowe's Heroes gave us a $1,500 grant to launch our program. We then worked hand in hand with both the teens and Lowe's volunteers to build a chicken coop and 3-box gardens. We harvested vegetables while collecting eggs throughout the program.
We initiated a conversation with the teens about what they wanted to do with the harvestings. And we were truly able to see the success of our program when the teens decided they wanted to give back to their local community, donating 120 eggs and 30 pounds of vegetables to the homeless.
Our program challenged the team to see how their actions impacted others, and they loved having people who believed in them. It helped them believe in themselves.
Santiago said that connecting him to new possibilities brought by our program gave him the knowledge, skills, and confidence to sell organic eggs as a side business.
All the boys in our program said that they now have the confidence to plan for their futures, and many are interviewing for jobs. 2 of them even have direct plans of pursuing careers in agriculture.
By conducting our 5-week program 3 times this school year, we are helping 24 participants open the doors to new opportunities and empowering them so that they do not become victims of recidivism.
By continuing our curriculum at the facility and solidifying our reusable lesson plan, we're making sure that this project stays fully sustainable.
We want to harvest these teens' potential. Now, this project has healed the emotionally disconnected, giving the teens of St. John's Youth Academy with gardening tools for success and the opportunity to cultivate their own futures.
From the garden to the table, we found unseen opportunity amongst the 706 locally owned restaurants in St. Augustine.
Less than 2 miles from downtown St. Augustine is the Florida School for the Deaf and the Blind, educating 975 students while connecting over 4,000 blind and visually impaired residents.
Despite their proximity, they were disconnected from our community. They lacked accessibility to basic social activities like eating out.
We conducted a survey of several restaurants and discovered that not one of them offers Braille or large print menus.
Eating out is supposed to be a fun activity to do with friends, but for the blind and visually impaired, it's a chore.
Think about trying to order food at a new restaurant without having access to a menu. Does your friend or waiter read the menu to you? What about prices? Dietary restrictions?
This lack of independence can be embarrassing, making them feel like a burden by simply trying to participate in social activities.
Recognizing this need in our community, we used entrepreneurial action to start a business that sells Braille and large print menus to restaurants.
We knew that providing accessibility for all would require us to tackle this project in steps. So last year we started phase 1. We fundraised for a Braille embosser, generated interest for the menus, and made our first sales.
This year, we purchased our own Braille embosser, officially starting the business in phase 2.
We partnered with a nonprofit called DOTS, whose goal is to reduce the 62% unemployment rate of the blind and visually impaired. DOTS provides them job experience while connecting them to each other and the site community.
Together, we harness the positive power of business to break the cycle of unemployment. Now, we have 2 visually impaired and 1 sighted employee assisting with the sales process.
We are doing more than just giving them jobs. Through our internship program, we are empowering them with the knowledge and skills to improve their own livelihoods by building careers in sales.
Our business is called Made to Order, and for $75, restaurants can purchase a Braille menu, a large print high contrast menu, and instructions for the restaurant workers on how to assist the blind and visually impaired.
As of this year, we have sold 34 menus to 19 restaurants.
Included in our sales was our first corporate restaurant, Chick-fil-A St. Augustine, who purchased $250 worth of menus.
Out of all our sales this year, a third of them were sold, produced, and delivered independently by the Made to Order business, which we will transfer ownership to this summer.
We surveyed restaurants that bought the made-to-order package, and 100% of respondents said that the menus were being used every day.
With our incredible success this year, we began phase 3, growing nationally. However, we found some issues with shipping costs and time management.
We knew we needed to go a different direction, so we created the Made to Order app.
This is a subscription-based app, and restaurants would pay a monthly fee of $20 to have their menus featured. Graphics and colors are geared for maximum visibility for the visually impaired, while the voice animation feature enables the blind users to have the menus read to them.
The app is currently in development, and we have partnered with the Metrolina Association for the Blind to promote it to thousands of blind users upon release.
The proceeds will go towards upgrading the app and sustaining the Made to Order business.
Where there was absence in our community, we made opportunity. By collaborating with DOTS, we connected the dots to create a more accessible world for the blind and visually impaired.
In the end, connecting the dots brought us closer to our goal to empower people and change lives.
In our project Home, we connected the homeless to a voice and accomplished UN Sustainable Development Goals 1, 2, 8, and 11.
24 people enrolled in our courses.
6 new jobs filled.
4 people placed in homes.
1 new social enterprise launched with $1,000 in revenue.
50 books sold, generating $600 for Home Again.
In Adventure Farm Tours, we connected farmers to their legacy and achieved SDGs 8, 9, 12, and 15.
16 partnerships for Adventure Farm Tours.
24 participants with $200 in revenue.
3 restaurants that now feature the Violet Queen.
Over $4,500 generated from the Hawaiian Queen Pop.
In Harvesting Hope, we helped young inmates find hope and fulfilled SDGs 4, 10, and 12.
24 participants now express empathy.
15 environmental lessons conducted.
30 pounds of food donated, feeding 50 homeless people.
In Made to Order, we gave a blind opportunity by completing SDGs 8, 10, and 11.
34 menus sold to 19 restaurants.
$2,175 in revenue.
1 new social enterprise launched.
3 permanent employees.
1 app with 1 new partnership.
We went out into our community looking for those unseen. 11 projects and 7 social enterprises later, we found
A voice.
A legacy.
A hope.
An opportunity.
alone these words are strong, but together they make a force that transforms ideas into reality.
We are Flagler and Enactus.
And we've learned a spark of inspiration combined with entrepreneurial action can change lives. By striving for excellence, together we can change the world, one dot at a time. Thank you.
Thank you. We'll now begin the question and answer period. Any judges and ask questions?
Thank you for the presentation. How are you planning to fund the development costs for the app?
Through the subscription base, so it would be $20 a month, we're relying on that as well as other forms such as advertisements that you can do through the development thing to cover the cost. Additionally, that we're working with a partner, Atento, and they're helping us with the development of the app.
Looking at the funds that are generated in
So the funds from the app will go towards keeping it as well as sustaining the made-to-order business. We want to grow the project nationally, engaging lots of restaurants across the nation. So all profits will go back into the business to help fund the interns as well as expand the project.
Does that apply to the menus as well?
Yes.
How are you marketing that program to different restaurants?
So we're actually marketing the restaurants to the restaurants through our free interns. So we have Dots, which is our partner, and they've hired free interns through their connections with Florida School for the Deaf and Blind, located in our community. And the part of the program is teaching these young blind individuals sales skills. So they're cold calling restaurants, they're creating that connection and that relationship from their business, from the business to the restaurants, and then the restaurants are coming back to us with menu updates as well as just like menu changes.
We're also partnering with nationwide restaurant associations, as well as we want to expand our relationship with Chick-fil-A to really get that reach to a corporate level, as well as working with other franchisees.
So you have created a 6-week course to create entrepreneurs. Are you also extending the thought to how to support them financially if they do decide to become entrepreneurs?
Our program is focused on enabling them to start their own businesses. So one of the things we do is work with them one-on-one. And so if they need financial support to start their businesses, we work with them to find that, but they fund their own businesses. We don't give them the funds to start their businesses. Julianne, for example, started her business completely on her own with our support, but she found the finances she needed, made partnerships, and did all of it, so it's really hers.
Any more questions, judges? We still have 2 minutes. I have a really fun question. Have you guys had the violet one? You know what they like?
Yes, it is amazing. So it has a row of profiles of lemon, of rose. It's really, really interesting. I've had, we made fries and tried to make, I think, a gnocchi as well. I ran the Instagram for it, so, I think it's pretty tasty stuff, very unique.
On the high venture farm tours, what type of people have you found? Is it locals that are wanting to work?
In our farm tours, we've had people really from all over the place. When we had our very first tour, we had people coming in from AAA, from Central Florida, which is about maybe 2-3 hours away from where we're located. We've had people also coming in from the community, people that are actually going on a little bike trail through our area and our county. So we've really had a great opportunity to advertise and really get people coming in from all over the place.
the farm has declined 54%, so how do you think you can help this program to the farmers there? I mean, what's on the next couple of years?
So over the next couple of years, we hope to use this program to help the farms that exist right now, specifically the First Coast Fresh brand. The goal of that is to expand it to all farms in the Northeast Florida area so that they can get their products into stores and upkeep the business that is right now. We don't know that we can bring back farming, but we do want to make it as sustainable as it possibly can be where it is right now.
How did that go about publishing the book?
Yeah, so that was actually self-published, but I did that because I wanted all the proceeds to go back and donate to Homeland. So we also partnered, like I said, we partnered with Flagler College, and they're integrating it into their freshman curriculum. So that's where we're getting the funds. It's mostly that way that we can.
I'm sorry to cut you off. Judges, please join me in thanking the team from Flagler College.